Chosen ones, get ready, because what I'm about to share is not just powerful, it's life-changing. You are here not by chance, but through the quiet and deliberate guidance of Providence. This very moment has been written into the story of your life by the author of all things, who has prepared you for something extraordinary. You stand on the edge of a divine transformation, where the love you have prayed for, hoped for, and waited for is no longer a distant dream. It is about to become your reality. This is not merely a shift in mindset or circumstance. It is the unfolding of a greater plan, designed uniquely for you. The divine timing has arrived, bringing with it the fulfillment of God's promises. Every trial you've faced, every tear you've shed, and every moment of longing has been preparing you for this sacred gift. You are moving from the shadows of waiting into the light of receiving, where the love crafted for you by heaven itself will transform not only your heart, but your very being. But this love requires your participation. It is not passive. It calls you to align yourself with the divine plan, to open your heart fully, and to walk boldly into this season of abundance. The journey ahead is one of trust and surrender, where the grace of God will guide you into the manifestation of the love you have always deserved. This is the moment where faith meets fulfillment, where hope is no longer deferred, but becomes a living reality. So, before we dive into this revelation, take a moment to reflect on the significance of this divine invitation. Hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment with the number 99 as a declaration of your readiness to embrace this powerful shift. These actions are not mere gestures. They are a way of amplifying your faith and signaling your openness to the blessings that are unfolding. If you're truly one of the chosen, your spirit already knows that this message is for you. You feel it deep in your soul, like a gentle whisper calling you forward. So stay with me until the end, because your life is about to be changed in ways you cannot yet fully comprehend. Trust in this divine moment, for it is yours. Have you ever wondered why the timing of love feels like a divine whisper to your soul? This isn't a mere coincidence. The answer lies in the profound orchestration of divine timing. Imagine this: every hardship, every challenge, and every lonely hour of solitude was not wasted, but carefully woven into the tapestry of your life. God, like the most skilled of artisans, has been guiding you to this moment, ensuring that you are not only ready, but also worthy to receive this sacred love. This love is no random occurrence. It is the unveiling of a masterpiece that has been in the making for years, perhaps lifetimes. Think of it as the soft unveiling of dawn after a long and restless night, where every shadow and tear has given way to light. The struggles you faced, those trials that felt insurmountable, were not mere accidents of fate, but chisels refining your soul into a work of art. The divine timing is no accident. It is as precise as the orchestration of the heavens, where stars align not by chance, but by intention. This love is not just a romantic connection. It is the alignment of your soul with a higher purpose, a purpose as grand and intricate as the constellations above. Picture this: every challenge you faced was a note in the symphony that led to this divine crescendo, a melody you may not have understood until now. Let us consider it through the lens of a story. Once there was a weary traveler, burdened by years of wandering through deserts of doubt and mountains of hardship. Unbeknownst to him, every step he took, though fraught with struggle, was leading him closer to the green pastures of his destiny. And now, dear friend, you stand where he once stood, at the threshold of the love you were always meant to experience. This love is more than a fleeting feeling. It is the culmination of your spiritual journey, It is as if the universe itself, in its infinite wisdom, knew that you needed this moment to grow, to evolve, and to step boldly into the love that not only fulfills your soul, but also propels you toward your highest purpose. Imagine, if you will, that love is not merely a fleeting emotion or a delightful companionship, but a reflection of something far greater, a fragment of the eternal plan, authored by God Himself. This love, dear friend, is not merely for your own delight. No, it is part of a grand and intricate tapestry, a divine symphony in which you and your counterpart are called to play a part. Your union, should you embrace it with humility, will serve as an echo of heaven's harmony, a ripple of healing and transformation that will touch far more than just your own lives. Do not mistake this as a mere romantic partnership. It is far deeper, far more profound, a calling to partake in a divine purpose, to be co-creators with God in a mission that transcends personal happiness. You have been chosen, not for any merit of your own, but by the sheer grace of God, to be stewards of a love that will reflect His glory. And here lies the paradox. To be chosen is not to bask in pride, but to kneel in gratitude. For it is the humble heart that God lifts to share in His work. Consider then the trials you have endured. Have they not shaped you, refined you like gold in the fire? Every heartache, every moment of solitude was not a cruel twist of fate, but a careful preparation. These were the chisel strokes of the divine artist, shaping you into one who could both give and receive a love so extraordinary that it aligns with the very purposes of heaven. This is why timing matters. We, in our impatience, often wish to dictate the seasons of our lives, forgetting that God's timing is not ours. What seems to us as delay is in truth His perfect orchestration. Your past tears and heartbreaks, though bitter, were the soil in which the seeds of this divine love were sown. Trust this process, for what is coming is no accident. It is the fulfillment of a plan older than the stars. This love that awaits you is not merely for your own joy, but to glorify the one who authored it. You are being invited to step into a season where your heart, once wounded and weary, will be filled to overflowing, not because of your own strength, but because you have surrendered to His. And here is the heart of the matter. The love that is coming is not about finding someone to complete you, but about discovering someone with whom you will walk boldly into God's purpose. Together, your lives will testify to the truth that love is not merely an earthly delight, but a heavenly calling. So, dear reader, do not let fear or doubt hinder you. Embrace this journey with trust, for God's hand has been upon you all along. And as you step into this sacred union, remember, it is not an end but a beginning, a call to live as a beacon of His love, reflecting His light in a world that so desperately needs it. Dear friend, it is no small thing to speak of love, for love is both a gift and a calling, a light that pierces the shadows and warms even the coldest hearts. If you find yourself reading these words, consider it not by chance, but by the hand of providence. The author of life, in His infinite wisdom, has orchestrated this moment, aligning the threads of your journey with a purpose far beyond what the eye can see. You stand at the cusp of a profound reality. The love you have longed for, the love for which your soul was fashioned, is drawing near. This is not the fleeting infatuation of the world, nor the fragile affection of passing days. No, this love is eternal, rooted in the very heart of the divine. It transcends the trivialities of circumstance and rises above the whims of mere attraction. Instead, it is the union of two souls who, from the foundation of time, were designed to reflect something of the Creator's glory. Every tear you have shed, every moment of solitude you have endured, has been part of a refining fire, a fire that has shaped you into someone capable of receiving and embodying such a sacred bond. For love, true love, is not given lightly. It is a commission as much as a comfort, a call to rise above oneself and live for something greater. As a poet once wrote, "Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom." When this love comes, you will know it, not by signs as the world measures them, but by a stirring deep within your being. It will feel as though the veil between heaven and earth has been lifted, as though your heart, long exiled, has at last found its home. This recognition is not the product of mere emotion, but of something eternal. You may not fully comprehend it, but you will feel its truth, as real as the ground beneath your feet and the stars above. Yet, let us speak plainly. Such love is not without cost. It will challenge you, demand of you, and press you to grow in ways you never imagined. It will call you to step beyond your limitations, to forgive what you thought unforgivable, and to serve with a heart made new. But take heart, for in this stretching you will find not loss, but gain. A life brimming with purpose and joy, lived in the shadow of something far greater than yourself. Have you ever considered that this love, this union, is not merely for your happiness, but for a higher mission? God, in His wisdom, has ordained this connection to be a beacon, a testimony to those around you. As the Apostle Paul wrote, "Though we are many, we are one body in Christ." Together, you and your counterpart are called to bear witness to the transformative power of divine love, to reflect the image of the Creator in a world hungry for truth and beauty. So, dear friend, as you stand at this threshold, consider the paradox of waiting. That in our longing we are shaped, in our patience we are prepared. The waiting is bertistur, and the time has come. Step forward with reverence, for what lies ahead is nothing less than the fulfillment of a plan written by the Almighty Himself. Lift your eyes to the heavens and let your heart rejoice, for the love that was written in the stars is now unfolding before you. It is a love not measured by earthly standards, but by its eternal significance. Embrace it with gratitude, humility, and the knowledge that you were chosen for this very moment. As this divine love draws near, it beckons you to prepare, not merely outwardly, but within the quiet chambers of your soul. Imagine a celestial map unfolding before you, each trial you've faced, etched as a landmark guiding you to this moment. Have you considered how every wound, every doubt, every fear was not a hindrance, but a chiseling force, refining your spirit for the sacred union that lies ahead? This love is no fleeting sentiment. It is a lantern in the fog, illuminating not only your path, but also the contours of your true self. To embrace it, you must release the weight of unresolved pain, for clinging to such burdens is akin to carrying stones on a journey meant for wings. Forgive yourself, forgive others. In doing so, you make space for the extraordinary, a love that is both gift and calling. Picture this love not as a mere relationship, but as a pilgrimage, much like Christians' journey in Bunyan's Pilgrim's Progress. It is a sacred task, requiring reverence and courage. You are not called to be perfect, but to align yourself with the divine purpose woven into your being. Self-love, often misunderstood, is not vanity, but an acknowledgement of the Creator's craftsmanship in you. By embracing it, you ready yourself to give and receive love in its truest form. Patience, often dismissed as passive, is in truth an active trust in God's perfect timing. Have you ever noticed how waiting polishes the soul, like a sculptor refining marble to reveal its hidden beauty? Your trials, your disappointments, even your moments of despair, none were wasted. They were the furnace in which resilience was forged, preparing you for the splendor that awaits. And now, as you stand at the threshold of this divine love, can you feel the universe, indeed the very hand of God, aligning the stars? This is no accident, no mere coincidence. Your true love is the culmination of a story written before the foundation of the world. It is a bond that transcends mere emotion or physical attraction. It is a deep, eternal connection, a whisper of heaven on earth. In this moment, the question is not whether love will come, but whether you are ready to embrace it with the humility, courage, and faith it demands. Will you let go of fear and step forward, trusting that this love, ordained by God, will fill the empty spaces of your heart? Trust in the process, for the wait has not been in vain. It was always preparing you for this, the love that will complete your soul's mission. As this divine love draws near, it calls you not just outwardly, but into the sacred recesses of your soul. Picture a celestial map unfolding, each trial you've faced inscribed as a guiding landmark. Have you seen how every scar, every doubt, every fear was not an obstacle, but the careful chisel of the Creator, shaping your spirit for the sacred union that lies ahead? This love is no fleeting sentiment. It is a lantern piercing through the fog of uncertainty, revealing not just the path ahead, but the masterpiece of your truest self. To embrace such love, you must release the weights of unresolved pain, for clinging to them is like grounding a bird destined for flight. Forgiveness of yourself and others is not merely a choice, but a holy act, creating space within you for the extraordinary. This is a love that is both a gift and a calling, a treasure that transforms as much as it blesses. Imagine this love not as a mere partnership, but as a sacred pilgrimage, akin to Christians' journey in Pilgrim's Progress. It is a road paved with reverence, courage, and surrender. You are not asked for perfection, but for alignment with the divine purpose woven into your being. Self-love, often dismissed or misunderstood, is a recognition of the Creator's artistry in you, a declaration that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. By embracing this truth, you prepare yourself to both give and receive love in its truest form. Patience, that quiet virtue often mistaken for passivity, is in truth an active trust in God's impeccable timing. Can you see how waiting, like a sculptor's hand on marble, has polished your soul to reveal its hidden beauty? Every trial, every heartbreak, and every moment of despair has been the fire in which resilience was forged, crafting you for the splendor that now draws near. And now, as you stand on the threshold of this divine love, can you sense the hand of God aligning the stars, each one a testament to His perfect plan? This moment is no accident, no coincidence. It is a story written before the foundation of the world. This love, transcending mere emotion or attraction, is a whisper of heaven, an eternal bond that beckons you into something far greater than yourself. The question is no longer whether love will come. It has arrived. Instead, the question is this: will you step forward with humility, courage, and faith? Will you release fear and trust that this love, ordained by God, is the fulfillment of your soul's purpose? This is no ordinary love. It is the culmination of every trial, every tear, and every prayer. Trust the process, for the waiting was never wasted. It was preparing you for a love that will transform, uplift, and complete you. As you stand on the brink of encountering your true love, it is natural for whispers of doubt to arise. Is this love real? You may ask yourself. Is it not too grand, too wondrous for someone like me? But consider this: does a child question the sunlight's warmth or the river its course to the sea. No, for these are certainties woven into the fabric of creation, just as your worthiness for love is assured by the Creator Himself. Take heart, dear soul, for doubt is but the shadow cast by the brilliance of faith. As you feel its chill, do not linger in its shade. Instead, let the truth dispel it. You are chosen, your love divinely authored. Every tear, every moment of longing has been preparing you for this sacred union. Do you trust the one who sets the stars in their courses? Then trust, too, that He has ordained this love for you in His perfect time. Imagine yourself as a pilgrim on a winding path, each step bringing you closer to a great and golden city, a city of love and belonging. Along the way you may stumble, you may tire, and the way ahead may seem obscured. But does not weary pilgrim press on, knowing the destination is worth the journey? Your doubts are but pebbles in your shoe, small, irritating, but powerless to stop your forward march. Cast them aside and walk boldly, for the gates are near. Belief, my friend, is the key to this city. It is not mere wishful thinking, but the alignment of your heart with the will of the divine. Have you not heard it said, "Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Hebrews 11:1. So too is your belief in this love, a bridge between hope and reality. When you trust in the author of love, you summon its presence into your life. And what of the waiting? Oh, how long it has seemed, how heavy the silence. Yet consider this: a tree does not grow strong overnight, nor does a river carve its course in an instant. In every delay, there has been purpose. God, the great weaver, has been threading every moment, every experience, into the tapestry of your life, ensuring that the pattern is perfect for this very moment. For we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. Romans 8:28. Now, as you stand at the threshold of this divine love, let go of the fears that cling to you like shadows. Open your hands to receive what has been waiting for you all along. This is not an ordinary love. It is a union crafted by the hands of the Eternal, a love that will refine and uplift you, drawing you ever closer to the heart of God. Let the words of Isaiah echo in your heart. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. Isaiah 40:31. Step forward, dear one, with faith as your compass and trust as your guide. The love that is coming to you is not merely a gift, but a calling, a reflection of God's own love for His children. Embrace it fully, knowing that you are walking in the light of His divine purpose. Your journey is just beginning, and the adventure that awaits is one of transformation, joy, and grace beyond measure. Everything in life unfolds under the watchful eye of divine providence. Consider for a moment the absurdity of rushing ahead of a God who exists outside of time. The delays you've felt, the questions that have plagued you, these are not the signs of neglect, but the fingerprints of a perfect plan. Each setback, each heartache, was a necessary thread in the tapestry of your life, drawing you closer to the moment when you are ready to receive the love God has prepared for you. To trust divine timing is not to resign, but to surrender to the wisdom of the Eternal, who sees the end from the beginning. Imagine, if you will, a gardener tending to a rose bush. The pruning may seem harsh, the branches cut back until all that remains is bare. Yet, in time, the rose blooms fuller and brighter than before. So too, God's timing may seem puzzling or even painful, but it is always for growth and renewal. And forgiveness, it is like unchaining yourself from a weight you've carried for too long. The walls we build in bitterness may shield us from pain, but they also block the sunlight of love. God invites you to tear them down, not because the hurt was small, but because the love he offers is infinitely greater. Life is a pilgrimage, and each step, whether through deserts of despair or lush valleys of joy, is guided by a hand far steadier than our own. When love seems absent, it is not because God is indifferent, but because he is preparing your soul for the kind of love that mirrors his own. Think of each trial not as a detour, but as a necessary stretch of the road leading to your destination. True love, when it arrives, is not merely a gift. It is a revelation of how far you've come on this journey toward holiness and joy. We often think of vulnerability as weakness, a crack in the armor. But God, who chose to make himself vulnerable on the cross, teaches us otherwise. To love is to risk, to open oneself to wounds, but also to healing. Forgiveness requires courage, a strength that says, I will not let the past define my future. In softening your heart, you reflect the heart of Christ, who bore our scars, so we could embrace the love we don't deserve, but desperately need. The walls you lower today will make space for the love God has ordained for you. Now, let's be honest. Waiting is hard. You've asked, why hasn't love come yet? More times than you care to admit. But here's the thing, God isn't ignoring you. He's crafting something extraordinary. Think of it like this. Every misstep, every tear, was like a brushstroke in a masterpiece you can't yet see. And forgiveness? It's not about pretending nothing happened. It's about clearing the clutter in your heart to make room for something better. Trust me, when the love God has for you arrives, you'll look back and realize every moment was worth it. True love, much like a lamp in a dark room, illuminates not only the corners of our hearts, but also the path we walk. It is not merely the words spoken or deeds performed, but a sacred harmony, an echo of the divine melody that binds two souls together. When you meet your true counterpart, you will not simply see another person. You will behold a reflection of God's handiwork, as though you were seeing through a clear window into the very heart of eternity. This love transcends fleeting feelings or physical attraction, for it resides at the soul's core, a connection as deep and mysterious as the roots of an ancient tree reaching into unseen depths. C.S. Lewis once wrote, "To love at all is to be vulnerable." This vulnerability is not weakness, but the opening of your heart to the eternal truth that love is not of this world, but is a gift bestowed from above. True love does not depend on what you do or say. Rather, it springs forth from a quiet understanding, a communion of souls where words are not needed. It is the kind of connection that feels as if it were ordained by the Creator himself, a bond that defies human reason, yet is perfectly logical within the divine plan. When you find this love, you will feel as though you have arrived at the shores of a long-lost homeland. The journey to true love is rarely smooth. Indeed, it is a refining fire that shapes and purifies. Think of it as a pilgrimage through a wilderness, a trek through shadows and storms, where each step teaches you courage, patience, and faith. At times, you may stumble, or the way may seem lost, yet every moment prepares you for the great arrival. Just as a sculptor chisels away at stone to reveal beauty hidden within, so too does God use trials to refine us for the love He has planned. Every hardship, every delay, is but a thread in the intricate tapestry He weaves for your life. Imagine love as a partnership in the highest sense, a collaboration between two souls whose union is meant to reflect divine grace. This is not a love that merely satisfies human desires. It is a love that uplifts, transforms, and draws you closer to God. It requires reason as much as it does feeling, for it is a partnership grounded in truth and mutual growth. Such love asks of you not just affection, but sacrifice, a willingness to give wholly of yourself, as Christ gave himself for the church. Finally, let us speak of allegory. Picture a mighty river winding its way to the sea, fed by countless streams along its course. Each stream represents the experiences, trials, and lessons of your life, all converging to prepare you for the moment when the river reaches its destiny. This is the nature of true love. It is not an accident, but a masterpiece in progress, each moment guided by the hand of the Creator. When you meet your divine counterpart, you will feel as though you have been sailing toward this meeting all along, carried by a current not of your making. And when that love is found, it will not merely fulfill, it will complete, as the river finds its home in the sea. Imagine yourself as a ship adrift on an endless sea, where storms of doubt and loneliness have long clouded your horizon. Yet, in the distance, a lighthouse shines, steady and unwavering. This beacon is no coincidence. It is the divine love calling you to a safe harbor. Each flash of its light, each synchronicity you encounter, is a signal from God, guiding you toward a destined shore. Patterns, melodies, and moments of grace, all align to chart the course for your soul's union. The lighthouse doesn't falter, for its light is fueled by love eternal. Trust the waves, trust the light. The journey to divine love is unfolding with perfect precision. What is divine love, if not the most profound echo of God's eternal presence? The universe, in its quiet, deliberate ways, often communicates through whispers rather than shouts. Synchronicity, those patterns we call coincidences, may seem trivial to some, yet they are profound markers of a Creator deeply invested in our journey. To recognize these signs is to acknowledge that we are not alone in the vastness of existence. Love, true love, is not a mere emotional state, but a reflection of our alignment with the divine. And so, when these moments occur, they invite us to pause, reflect, and trust that we are moving toward a love that is as eternal as the one who formed it. My dear friend, have you noticed how life sometimes nudges you with little reminders? A number you keep seeing, a song that stirs your heart, or a chance encounter that seems too perfect to be mere luck. These are not random. They are God's whispers, telling you that your time is near, that divine love is on its way. Take heart, and don't dismiss these moments. They are the universe's gentle push, guiding you to what you've been longing for. And while you wait, remember this: loving yourself is part of the process. When you honor who you are, you open the door to a love that honors you in return. The signs we encounter in our lives are not arbitrary. They are deeply rooted in the providence of God. In Romans 8:28, Paul reminds us that all things work together for good for those who love God. This truth is manifest in the synchronicities we experience, those divine breadcrumbs leading us to the love God has ordained. But preparation is vital. Christ's commandment to love your neighbor as yourself begins with the often overlooked prerequisite: self-love. To align with divine love, we must first recognize our worth as creations of the Almighty. The love we seek from another is but a reflection of the infinite love we receive from Him. Beloved, I write to you with a heart full of hope for the journey you are on. The path to divine love is often marked by moments that seem small, patterns, melodies, fleeting encounters, but they are anything but insignificant. They are the language of heaven, God's gentle voice, guiding you toward a love that will transform you. As you walk this path, do not forget to care for your own soul. Nurture your spirit, embrace your worth, and know that you are deeply cherished by the one who made you. The love that awaits is a gift, but it is also a reflection of how you see yourself. Prepare your heart, for what lies ahead is nothing short of extraordinary. True love possesses a healing power so profound that it surpasses any earthly experience. It is as though the divine himself has woven this love into the fabric of our existence, designed to mend the fractures of our souls. Imagine love as a gentle but unstoppable tide, washing over the jagged rocks of past wounds, smoothing them with time and grace. Such is the embrace of true love, not merely an emotion, but a sacred balm for the human spirit. When you encounter your divine counterpart, it is akin to discovering a long-lost melody that awakens something eternal within you. This love does not simply soothe, it transforms. It creates a space so safe, so unyielding in its purity, that you feel free to release the burdens you've carried. Childhood pains, broken relationships, the hidden scars of unresolved grief. Love, in its truest form, does not shy away from these shadows. Instead, it beckons them into the light, urging you to grow and step boldly into your full potential. C.S. Lewis once observed that love is not merely about happiness, but about holiness. True love shifts your perspective entirely. It allows you to see yourself not as the world sees you, but as the Creator does, worthy, cherished, and capable of immense purpose. This shift is no small thing. It is a revolution of the heart. As you come to believe in your worth, the chains of self-doubt and fear fall away, replaced by a confidence rooted in something eternal. The joy that follows is not fleeting, but enduring, drawing from the wellspring of divine grace. Consider this: true love is not merely companionship, but transformation. It acts as a mirror, reflecting not only your beauty, but also your flaws, not to shame, but to invite growth. It calls you higher, challenging you to become the person you were always meant to be. Just as the sculptor chisels away at stone to reveal the masterpiece within, so too does true love refine and shape you. In Lewis's view, the highest forms of love are always connected to a greater purpose. True love is not simply about two souls finding comfort in one another. It is about their union, becoming a vessel for something larger. It inspires dreams, heals old wounds, and sets you on a path of growth that transcends the mundane. This kind of love calls you to participate in the grand narrative of redemption, healing, and divine purpose. When true love enters your life, it is unmistakable. It is as if the veil between the temporal and the eternal is lifted, and you catch a glimpse of what heaven must be like. This love will challenge you, uplift you, and ultimately change you in ways you never thought possible. It is a gift, not just for your joy, but for your sanctification and the greater glory of the one who created it. True love is not merely the attainment of a destination, but a pilgrimage of the soul, a journey through uncharted realms of both joy and trial. Imagine two travelers setting forth on a winding path, their footsteps guided by a light far greater than their own. This light, the very essence of divine love, illuminates their way and whispers of a purpose that transcends the ordinary. Their journey, though filled with twists and turns, is not random. It is designed, orchestrated by the hand of God Himself for their sanctification and growth. Love, as Lewis might have described it, is the music of eternity played within the finite moments of life. It is not bound by predictability, for what joy would there be in an adventure already known? Together, the two travelers navigate the treacherous passes and verdant meadows, bearing one another's burdens and delighting in shared triumphs. This union is not perfection, for perfection belongs to heaven, but rather a reflection of heaven's promise, a glimpse of what awaits those who love as God loves. In moments of reflection, They see that their bond is not merely for their own comfort or happiness, but for something far greater. Their love becomes a testimony to the eternal, an echo of the Creator's design for humanity. To love, to serve, and to grow. Each day together unfolds like a new page in a story penned by the divine author. Every experience, whether sweet or bitter, becomes a lesson in humility, forgiveness, and grace. Let us consider this. When two souls join in this sacred companionship, they do so not to remain unchanged, but to transform one another. Their love is the crucible through which they are refined, each learning to be less selfish and more self-giving. It is, in a sense, a great adventure, not in the manner of worldly pursuits, but as a voyage into the depths of faith, hope, and charity. And so, their love is not fleeting, it is eternal. It transcends the boundaries of time and space, for it is rooted in the very nature of God, who is love itself. When they look back on the path they have traveled, they will see that every challenge, every laugh, every tear was a brushstroke in the masterpiece of their shared story. Together, they create not just memories, but a legacy, a reflection of God's glory, shining through their